Hey everyone, guy who apparently sounds like Patrick Bateman here, back with everyone's favorite time sink, Europa Universalis IV. Now I've tossed around a couple of ideas for subscriber goals so far, but I haven't really set anything in stone until today. If I'm still somehow doing this by the time we reach 50,000 subscribers, which is I know quite a little bit in the future, then I will do a Roman Empire speedforming, which a lot of you wanted to see back when I did the 25k special, but instead we did the Mongol Empire. So if you want to see the Roman Empire speedforming, then you know exactly what you need to do. As for today's video, could we get 2,000, maybe 3,000 likes? Yeah, we could try for that, I think. 3,000 likes and you get a crisp high five and a pat on the back. Now, speedforming Aksum as Ethiopia, let's begin. Just kidding, you could do it as Ethiopia, but they're a little bit, how should I put this? Slow. As Ethiopia, you'd have to fight the Mamluks, you'd have to do a bunch of stuff, you'd have to conquer like almost all of Arabia. I just can't be bothered to do that. So starting off with the rivals, these guys are not very good rivals, so we're just gonna pick our own. And we're gonna try and be friends with the Mamluks for now, because they might be useful a little bit later on. Plus we need that spy network in Madribari and Yemen. And now we can deal with the estates. We'll do a little dev click in here, and assign some privileges. Let's pick up a little bit of money, and we can take back some land. I'm not exactly sure how many boats we're gonna need here, but let's pick up a few galleys to start off with. Let's pick up the general. Ooh, yeah, that's not very good. Well, he'll have to do. And with our claim, we can get started. Well, preferably I wouldn't have to fight both of you, but it's not the end of the world if I have to. For some reason, I need 2 generals for this mission, which is weird, but okay. Well, we can check to see if this works. Well, works for me. Here's the first battle of the day. Well, it wasn't terrible, and we're probably gonna have to hire some mercs. Alright, fine. Well, this should be pretty easy. We do have 25% morale to start off with, so can't imagine this should take too long. There we go. Yeah, good luck with that siege. All we have to do at this point is occupy a little bit more of Ethiopia, and that'll be GG. And rip, there goes the capital. I'll be taking that, and we'll be back in a few years. And rip. Now, if you would kindly just hand over your boats, please. Thank you very much. And yoink. While we're waiting for that to core up, we can start on our next target, Yemen. And rip. I'll be taking that, thank you very much. And it appears Yemen's not home for some reason. 7,000 men, but well, they must have teleported out. Or they're currently taking the long way. That's possible. Weird, but alright. Hey, there they are. Sucks for them, we're gonna be picking up Tech 4 real quick. And rip. Ah yes, the classic blunder. And yoink. Now that these cores over here are done, we're gonna have to pull off a couple of expensive maneuvers in order to culture shift. Let's start off by turning these into full states. We'll come back to that later and finish that whole thing off, but for now we're going to continue our conquest into Aden, and before that we're going to ally up with the Mamluks to keep ourselves safe. And let's begin. Let's try and quickly get Mara out, because we do need to go and invade them again later. Not much in particular, just an alliance is fine, thank you very much. And we just need these 2 provinces. Next up, Hadramut. There's army number 1. And army number 2. Well, that wasn't so bad, was it? Now we just have to sit here and occupy this guy, and that should be easy enough. Okay, looks like we have a little bit more to occupy, but this is actually really good, because conveniently enough, we actually just need this state and this state. So he can keep this province for all I care. And rip. So we're gonna have to deal with a few problems back home, but that's probably fine. There we go, now we can go for a mostly annexation. Plus a little bit of money, whatever war reps he has left, and that 1 alliance. So now what? Well, we have 2 more years left on this truce with Ethiopia, and when that's done is when a little bit of that game-breaking part comes into play, but we'll get there when we get there. That's rebellion number 1 dealt with. There's rebellion number 2, and rebellion number 3. Now the time has come upon us to get ready for war with Ethiopia, so let's hire ourselves a couple of merc stacks and prepare. And now we begin. Oh, looks like we might have gotten super lucky here. If we can catch this army before it has morale, that could be a stack wipe. Ah, darn it. Turns out he was too fast. Well, better than nothing. And another rebellion. Oof. I'm sure this will be fine. It looks like they might have added an extra little option for the comet sighted. Alright, a bunch of dancing around Ethiopia, and one siege later, we're finally ready to end this war. Now, it might confuse you to wonder why I'm taking these provinces, for instance, and why I'm not taking, you know, all of these. But you just gotta trust me when I say we're just not gonna need them. So we can take these provinces, and we'll be on our way. And even after all of that, there's still just one more war that we have to fight. Ooh, that 2 stability is gonna hurt pretty bad. Well, as long as we keep the manpower levels high enough, there isn't really too much of a problem. And there goes the capital. So I'll be taking these provinces over here, and that's good enough for me. And now we get to what I consider to be the most interesting part of this speedforming. So first of all, we go ahead and accept Tigray culture, and now we're gonna have to unstate a bunch of stuff, but unstating won't really be enough, because our capital here has a bunch of dev that we don't really want. So we're gonna have to move our capital from here into this province over here, and then we're gonna have to unstate the old capital, and now we have 50% Tigray, meaning we can culture shift. And now that we've culture shifted, oh no, would you look at that? We can form Aksum. Well, that's a little bit weird. When we hover over the requirements, it shows that we need this, but we don't actually own it. Well, apparently, we have to own the Ausa area twice, instead of having to own central Ethiopia, which is definitely a bug. Big mistake right there, but it allowed us to fight only one war against Ethiopia, so works for me. Also, there are no religious requirements for forming Aksum, which is maybe a bit of an oversight considering the whole historical part, but cursed formation requirements aside, we can form Aksum. Now, you can form Aksum this early, but should you form Aksum this early is a completely different question. I did end up raising a lot of autonomy along the way, plus it's a little bit expensive with having to unstate things and move your capital and all that, so maybe, but I would probably recommend taking this a little bit slower. If you're looking for an absolutely disgusting set of national ideas, you need to look no further, since Aksum starts off with discipline and governing capacity, then moves into aggressive expansion, war score versus other religions, tolerance of the true faith, technology cost, trade efficiency, yearly inflation reduction, and national manpower. Needless to say, Aksum is very broken, and in the end it's probably still a better idea to do this as Ethiopia. But that's it for me today. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Again, don't forget to leave a like if you did, it'd be much appreciated. This is Quarbit signing off, and as always, have a fantastic day. Big thank you to all the wonderful people up on screen, including Ben Greenhagen, Quiet Guy, Torvald, Bouncer Steve, Sean, Robert Coleno, Snow Raven, Chewy Shoot, and The Watcher. Patrons get early access to videos, so if you'd also like that, then the link to the Patreon is in the description below. And if you're looking for something else to watch, then I recommend these videos up on screen.